like they're everywhere you turn. Every single day they invade the headlines. Another half-wit criminal with a half-baked scheme. Another social media simpleton going viral. Another Florida man stretching the bounds of stupidity. Or another pack of SJWs throwing a temper tantrum. And that's not even the worst of it. From the empty talking heads on the cable news channels, to the humorless hacks in Hollywood, to the pea-brain politicians pulling the puppet strings, everywhere you look, there's another idiot telling you how to live your life.
Moron Joe, the man without a brain.
I'll have to just circle back.
At this point, we don't need to watch anything that Biden does to make fun of him.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean,
the dude basically, he doesn't even speak. He just talks Simlish.
Simlish?
Yeah, like...
Will you shut up, man?
I took a trip up there to the North Pole. I went there, and I vaccinated Santa Claus myself.
I was trying to figure out why all the trannies kept getting HIV, so I had to put a dress and a wig on and go back to my favorite gay bars and bathhouses. But this time I wore my triple masks on account of the COVID.
I'll slap you in the face and I'll say, I demand satisfaction, you son of a bitch.
Did you know that an average adult man has 144 pounds of edible meat on his body?
what?
What the shit?
Oh, it is just groovy, man. I'm telling you, the vibes are immaculate.
Well, Jay and Anissa have had enough. Armed with clever satire, madcap humor, and the craziest cast of characters in podcasting, they're lining up and taking aim at the world of stupidity every single week. Because it is time to go to war. The War on Morons.
It is Tuesday, May 18th, 2021, and this is episode 81 of The War on Morons. I'm Jay.
And I'm Anissa. Welcome to the show where we laugh our smartasses off at dumbasses.
Yeah, because if you don't laugh, well, God only knows how you make it these days.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean, we pretty much have to gird our loins every day of the week for whatever new crisis they fucking invent.
That's what he told us to do. Gird your loins. I mean, I don't want to get all crazy or anything, especially 30 seconds into the show, but, well, let's just say I put my whole paycheck into the Alex Jones was right jar last week.
You did what? With your paycheck?
No, it's just a figure of speech. You know, like the Alex Jones was right. You put your money in the jar.
I don't know if I'm buying that. I mean, is this why we have an entire case of krill oil in the goddamn garage?
Okay. All right. Well, that's an essential nutrient.
I don't know if I need that.
If you don't have it, you'll die.
What
He said.
even is a krill, and how do they extract oil from it?
Look, that's a different subject for a different time. I'm not a scientist.
It's an important subject. If we can figure out how to extract the oil from the krill, maybe we can find a way to run our cars on it, since apparently there's no fucking gas.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not like I was gonna be able to put my money in the tank last week,
Shit,
you know?
Jesus.
Fucking Gasline Joe. We had, what, Burgermeister Joe? We had Moron Joe?
Menthol cigarette Joe. I don't even know what we're calling
Joe.
Menthol Joe.
Gasline Joe. He cut off our fucking oil.
But honestly, I don't know why you're blaming the gas line thing on him. I mean, that was obviously Russian hackers.
Yeah, the Russian hackers.
Yeah.
I can't believe people are still humoring him with that shit. I get it. Grandpa's crazy.
Right.
Grandpa's got dementia. Grandpa still thinks we're in the fucking Cold War. But
Grandpa's running our entire country. Stop cutting him so much goddamn slack.
Yeah, well, somebody. But let's play it back. The first thing he did, the very first thing he did after he stole the White House, shut off a pipeline.
Are you sure that's the first thing he did?
I mean, first thing he did was probably shit his pants. But
Yeah,
the first thing that he did, in an official capacity.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
And then back when he was on the campaign trail, when they let him out of the basement and he managed to slip a point past the media, he literally said that he wanted to kill the oil and the gas industry. But yeah, Igor the Hacksaw, fucking with our fuel supply. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, pal.
It really is coming together like the bad plot of an old movie. It's like whoever's controlling Biden these days is just sitting around mainlining 90s movies on the Roku channel all goddamn day. I mean, that's where the talking points are coming from. Some guy in his ear thinking, what if the bad guys from the net were like Ivan Drago or some shit,
Okay, first off, I'm pretty sure that Obama can afford cable. So, I don't think
then what's their excuse?
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think he's getting his ideas from the Roku channel. He's probably getting his ideas from, HBO.
Please, this is not an HBO level plotline, okay? I know an HBO level plotline when I see it.
Yeah. Either way, though, it does check out. I mean, like Russia gives a shit about anything we're doing these days. Like, why would they care,
Like they don't have enough oil in goddamn Russia?
Right? I mean, they almost have as much as we do if they let us fucking drill it. But, meanwhile, they don't even get the pipeline down here turned back on yet. Well, I guess they got it turned back on, a couple days ago.
I saw the gas stations getting refills the other day. It lasted 3 days.
We got, a third of the country in a state of emergency. I was looking at, thankfully, we're in Tennessee. It affected us. Not as bad as some other. I heard Atlanta had no gas, Charlotte had no gas, and frankly, that's probably a good thing considering how those people drive.
Sure.
But still, it's 17 states in a state of emergency. You have mile-long gas lines, where you can find gas, and while this is all going on, I'm looking at the headlines, and Gretchen Whitmer is up in Michigan, and she's like, "Oh, you know what? We're going to shut our pipeline off too." We don't have hackers, but maybe, what if they decide to get us? So we're going to send the National Guard to shut off our pipeline from Canada. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
It's almost like, I don't know, but something smells like maybe they're enemy agents. It feels like a Pinky in the Brain type going back to the 90s.
Pinko in the Brain. Pinko and the Brainless. How's that for the show title?
And then we'll take over the world.
But see, when you say stuff like that, that's when you put money in the jar. Because, Alex was right.
And then when the jar is filled up, you spend it on a bunch of weird snake oil supplements.
Now you're getting it.
Honestly, it's probably safer than whatever Fauci's recommending these days. Although, can you stop with the supplements and go with the emergency food supply? At least that has some value.
I don't want to eat that shit.
Well, neither do I.
Fauci.
These days, you can't get chicken wings, you can't get steak.
That was the first thing, when they shut the gas down, that was the first thing I did. And I was like, all right, I'm buying a bunch of meat. I know what these people are up to, and I'm not going to the fucking grocery store and getting a Beyond Burger.
Good luck getting avocados from fucking California and Mexico with that bridge down in Memphis. Broke down.
I can't keep track of all. There's so many crises these days. I saw something they were doing some damage control for him in the Washington Post the other day, and it said something like, "With so many crises going on these days, is it fair to call them all crises?" It's well, yeah. I'm pretty sure. If I was to get shot, and if somebody was to go Rasputin me and poison me and shoot me and stab me and drown me, I've still got a lot of bad shit going on. I'm not going to be like...
Is it fair to call it attempted murder, or is it just a Tuesday at this point?
Yeah, look, you already got three or four fatal wounds. Let's just discount those. We'll focus only on the gunshot
That's
wound.
Such an interesting spin. I love that. Instead of saying, wow, it seems like the people in charge are doing a terrible job, it's like they're saying, is this just normal at this point? Should we just accept this as a normal reality? And the answer is obviously fuck no!
I don't know. At least it's funny. But it's funny that you mentioned Fauci. Talk about, people in charge,
Jesus.
Being a disaster. Not exactly setting a high bar there. I love that it came out. He's actively trying to kill people.
Yeah.
You talk about Alex and his snake oil supplements. It's safer than anything Fauci's going to offer. He's literally the father of COVID-19.
Yeah. Well, no wonder he's always on TV. He's really just proud of his work, and, his progeny is growing up into the, it's like he's like the, what is that? I'm going to go really weird here with the reference here. The snake lady, the mother of all monsters on Hercules, who has like a terrible voice, and I forget her name, but she's like the mother of all monsters, and she like gives birth to like these horrifying creatures, and she just watches them grow up into like...
She's got nothing on Fauci.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I gave you AIDS, HIV, I gave you COVID-19, and now I'm gonna go on MSNBC and brag about it.
Echidna! And then like when you like reveal it, he's like, oh, why did you kill my baby?
I can't wait till the trial, when he reveals his true form.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. I was going to say it's like when an author goes on a book tour, but I'll go with the Hercules 90s TV reference.
Yeah.
And now that's actually something you can watch on Roku Network. So, write that down.
Although, how ironic is it that literally the day after Fauci gets exposed as the papa of the pandemic, Biden and the CDC are like, oh, you know what, guys? COVID's actually not so bad. You don't need to wear masks anymore. No social distancing. We're pretty much just going to go back to normal and forget like the last year and a half ever happened, okay? Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, I don't think that's irony so much as it's just like a really, really lazy CYA. It's like,
oh, come on. That's the laziest CYA.
It's like, oh shit, they're on to us. Let's just walk everything back really quick.
It's too late for that.
There's sure 500,000 dead people in America, and God knows what else. And I mean, I know it doesn't account for the fact that half the country substituted wearing these fucking masks for, actually having any personality traits.
Oh, God, yeah. I bet those mask Karens don't even know what to do with themselves now. What about all those small business owners that went to work diligently crafting fabric masks? What are they going to do for a living now?
Yeah, those are the small business owners I'm worried about. I'm going to shed a tear for those fucking people.
I love
the people that are on Etsy making goddamn face masks for $20.
I mean, these people don't even realize they're small business owners. They're here voting for communism because their small business sucks so much they can't support themselves.
Yeah, they're all small. All these so-called communists in America. I mean, Jesus Christ, they're all major league capitalists.
They're on OnlyFans. Yeah. They're fucking on Etsy. We're doing tarot readings for $15 a pop.
They're like Uber drivers and like the DoorDash people.
Absolutely, none of them are W-2 employees.
They are awesome at being capitalists. None of them want to pay taxes either. They're doing everything they can to like hide their income from the government, but they're like, oh yeah, das Kapital. Workers of the world unite. They're either like it's either that they're actually capitalists or they're just like lazy moochers, which you'd think sounds like a communist, right?
Yeah.
But communists are supposed to be workers at the very least. Like the proletariat isn't exactly lying around playing the Xbox and collecting a welfare check.
You mean he's not just sitting at home all day, playing Animal Crossing and eating vegan Cheetos?
No, I mean I'm pretty sure back in the fucking 20s, like, they were at least working at a factory, or they were on a farm somewhere.
Well, nowadays, not to worry, these people are doing their part. They're YouTube stars, or creating TikTok dances. I mean, that's really, helping the cause.
Yeah, I mean, if only they'd invented all those various mental illnesses back then, maybe the USSR would have never gotten off the ground, like the whites would have actually won the Russian Civil War,
Jesus
I mean, it sounds like exaggeration, though, but, like, all those mass Karens, they're literally freaking out.
Yeah.
They're losing their minds because the government gave them back freedoms that it never had the authority to take away in the first place. Like, Rachel Maddow.
Oh, Jesus.
She went on her little, speaking of mental illness, her little nightly mental breakdown hour, and she said that she needs to get her brain rewired so she doesn't judge seeing other people's faces as a threat.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. It was so pathetic.
Yeah. They don't know what to do with themselves without having the face mask.
And the only reason she gave was because she was like, now, because people are getting vaccinated, you can't assume that a person not wearing a mask is an anti-vaxxer. They may be the good guys.
They have so much faith in that vaccine,
We have to do some serious cognitive behavioral therapy on ourselves.
They're going to put themselves in re-education camps. Like, we don't even... Like, and then David Hogg, that moron, he's out there He's like, yeah, I went and I got both rounds of the COVID shot, but I am not going to stop wearing my mask, not because he's worried about, his safety. None of them are worried about their safety.
Right.
He doesn't want to risk anybody mistaking him for being a Republican.
First off, super glad that kid got vaccinated, because the last thing we need is him being able to procreate, okay? But more importantly...
I don't think he's gonna... I mean, who would? Oh,
God.
Jesus.
I mean, since when do you become, a political... He's done nothing.
He went to school with people that got shot at.
Did he win an election? Yeah. No.
God.
Has he passed any legislation? No.
He's annoying on Twitter. Yeah.
Come on, since when? More importantly, though, absolutely nobody is going to mistake you for a Republican, David. If anything, you should be more worried about people mistaking you for Rachel Maddow.
They could be twins.
They could be.
Jeez. Honestly, I think that David Hogg is transphobic for not... I mean, he's still a biological male, isn't he?
Do you know that he's very transphobic? And you can tell he's not living his truth.
He's not. And I think we should call him out on it.
We need to support him.
Anybody in the audience,
be brave, David.
If you're still on Twitter, if you haven't gotten banned like us, why don't you @ David Hogg and tell him what a transphobic bigot he is for, not de-penising himself publicly. And anyway, yeah. Did you hear what Bill Maher said?
Who wants to watch that?
Probably people that follow him on Twitter. They're into that shit.
Don't give me nightmares, okay?
Did you hear what Bill Maher said about it on his show?
What?
The COVID mask thing?
No.
He didn't say anything about it. Because even though he got vaccinated, he got his shots, but he caught COVID the next day and he's out sick.
What a frickin' lead-in. It's funny how that works. It's all a little bit ironic, don't you think?
I mean, this is happening, I saw something the other day, so that 60% of the people with COVID now got vaccinated. So, Good job, guys. Good job. We're going on and on and on and on and on. I think we should just get to let's get to it.
Let's get into the show. All right. Well, that's enough pre-show chatter. We're probably in enough trouble as it is. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll get right into it. But first, take down our hotline number and give us a call. 813-906-9099. You can call in at any point, be a part of the show, or send us an email at thewaronmorons@gmail.com. Hit us up on MeWe, Gab, Facebook, or just leave a comment down below in the chat. And most importantly, check out our online shop where you can get sweet merch like this t-shirt that Jay is wearing now.
Yes.
Perfect for your Memorial Day holidays that may or may not be banned, your 4th of July celebrations that may or may not be evil, and your Labor Day celebrations where surely by then flipping burgers will be a crime against humanity and you'll be labeled a rapist.
Yes, exactly. Unless you're the robot doing the burger flipping. And check out our newest shirt, the new Hangman shirt, which is definitely not about Fauci. We promise. We sold a few of these so far.
Yeah.
I had to rework it a little bit because the t-shirt company, apparently they figured out the puzzle.
Damn.
In fact, for viewers who are watching this on Gab, or YouTube, why not? You can see now some images of the new shirts. It's just a friendly game of Hangman. Their stick figures getting strung up, probably getting convicted for crimes against humanity. Maybe he created a gain-of-function pathogen and tried to kill a couple million people and usher in the Chinese century.
I mean, hey, we're not the justice system.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the puzzle, it says ANGFAUI. That doesn't say anything about Fauci.
All right. Why don't you just give them the link to the shop? How do they get to the shop?
It's down below. You can follow the link.
All right, let's get into the stack.
All right, the Stack of Stupidity.
All right. We'll start things off in Ohio, where Governor Mike DeWine is giving his residents the opportunity of a lifetime.
The chance to leave Ohio?
No!
Oh, that'd be great.
He's got to tax him, baby! He's got an idea straight out of Willy Wonka, though, and that could make up for it. The Chocolate Factory Grand Prize. That's right. He's giving away $1 million prize to 5 random Ohioans. What's the catch? Well, to be eligible for the drawing, you have to have taken at least least one round of the COVID vaccine. Why does the government know that you've taken the COVID vaccine? Well, that's not important.
I mean, okay, wow. So this really is like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So there's a handful of people that get a golden ticket.
Correct.
And there's a pretty good chance that you'll die a horrifying death as a result, even if you win.
Yeah. I mean, look, at least Augustus Gloop got to go down eating chocolate. I mean, I can think of worse ways to go. Imagine being so stupid that this is what finally puts you over the edge and you just wind up with Bell's palsy.
Yeah, can you imagine getting paralyzed by an experimental gene therapy for a fucking lotto ticket? And like a shitty lotto ticket, too.
Newsflash dollar. Freaking lotto tickets cost like $2.
Right. I was going to say, like, a Powerball jackpot is $180 million. Like, the last time I checked, it was like $180 million. Right. You can buy a Powerball ticket for $2 at literally any gas station.
That seems like a much better return on investment. I mean, that's about the only thing you could buy at a freaking gas station last week.
Right. I mean, shit, if I were on the fence... Honestly, if I were on the fence about taking this vaccine, this would make me less likely to get the shot.
Huh.
Well, I'm not trying to tell the evil globalists how to do their job or anything, but if you want to get stubborn people to take some weird, dodgy pseudo-vaccine that's rife with side effects and literally killing people by the thousands, don't make it free, and don't give away free donuts and cheesecakes and shit to bribe people into it. Like, do the opposite. You gotta say, supplies are scarce, and only the elite get to have it. And then you charge an arm and a leg for it, and everybody's gonna run and buy it because it's exclusive.
You know, it's not like you're giving away thousands of dollars in free money to every freaking citizen of the United States.
Like, they've got the money. I mean, they're not allowed to go anywhere anyway.
Look at healthcare. Look at health insurance. Look at how much everybody freaking... You notice that Republicans aren't sitting around saying, oh man, I don't want any of that health insurance. I better not take this job. Everybody wants health insurance.
Right. I mean, I guarantee people would snap this up. If they thought that... Like, if it was a status symbol, having the vaccine... Like, I saw some commercial on TV the other day with fucking Spike Lee, and he was walking through, like, the streets of Brooklyn, where... That's a different story. But he's walking through the streets of Brooklyn, he's just like, yeah, you know, here in the community, you know, everybody deserves a chance to get the vaccine, no matter what your color is, no matter how much money you have. I'm like... They're free. They're literally free, and they're everywhere. And they're like, it's harder to avoid the vaccine than it was like to avoid getting a crack pipe shoved in your face in Detroit in the 80s.
You know what? I've got a really good example for you. Just to further drill your point down, because I think it's a really good point. How many people do you see lining up to get the free condoms at Planned Parenthood?
Not enough.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's really not like if it was so good, you know, you'd have to pay for it.
Right. And I mean, if they're going to go with the lottery gimmick, I mean, they should have made it like you have to win a lottery in order to get vaccinated. You know? Like, it's kind of the same concept, but you make it super exclusive. Everybody thinks that, like, they have to be, like, really lucky to get it. But then what you do is, like, on the down low, you send everybody in the state a slip that says that they won.
That would be a lot less creepy because I still have a valid question, which is, what happens when you get vaccinated? Because I thought that we had HIPAA in this country, which I know is going out the window, but... So you go to the CVS or whatever, you get your vaccination, you get your free Nathan's hot dog and your free Shake Shack burger and your free Krispy Kreme donut, all that's good. And then someone at CVS is writing your name down on a list and sending it off to the fucking Ohio state government?
Well, maybe Governor DeWine just kind of goes down, like, he just, like, leaves the governor's mansion in Columbus, and he just wanders around looking for people who's got, like, paralysis in half their face. And he's like, you, and you. $1 million each.
Oh my God!
You can't sue the vaccine manufacturers. This is a roundabout way of getting some recompensation there.
Oh yeah, it'll only all go to medical bills. That's fine. Before we move on from the lotto thing, I did actually see another really unbelievable headline the other day. It's not another story, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
All right.
Some lady in California accidentally ran a jackpot-winning lottery ticket through the laundry last week and completely destroyed it.
Oh, and she talk about changing your luck.
Yeah, no
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
I mean, she's missing out on a $26 million prize. I didn't want to turn it into its whole story because honestly, I didn't know how you make fun of something so stupid and yet so goddamn tragic.
I mean, she'll never get out of California now. Poor woman.
Oh my God. On the positive side, maybe this was a blessing in disguise. I mean, how many times have you heard of someone winning the lottery and it ends up ruining their fucking life, right?
Yeah, I think I would take my chances with the $26 million. You know, maybe I'm crazy.
You're crazy.
I'll take $26 million in the off chance that maybe I'll spend it unwisely. And let this be a lesson, folks. Never wash your clothes.
What kind of...
Well, it might have a lottery ticket in your pocket or something.
How about empty your pockets before you wash your clothes?
Oh.
Never wash your clothes?
See,
you're starting to sound like a liberal.
Anyway, meanwhile in the Big Apple, America's moron mayor, Bill de Blasio, is tempting New Yorkers with free French fries if they take the shot.
Well, are they guaranteed French fries at least, or do you gotta win a raffle?
Oh, no, they're real, and they're spectacular. At least...
Okay, wasn't that... Is that not a tagline for fake boobs or something?
Well, I mean, I thought it was New York. I was doing a Seinfeld reference, you know? They're real and they're spectacular. The French fries are.
Okay.
No, I mean, if you guys haven't seen this is worth checking out. Like, I don't know if YouTube still has it or wherever. Google it or whatever. But de Blasio did this weird-ass, awkward press conference. He called a presser with a basket of fries in front of him, and he starts shoving them in his mouth. Like, this is how he started the press conference up. He's just like, oh yeah, hey, I'm the mayor of New York, the biggest city in fucking North America. Do you know, if you've been vaccinated, you can get this? I'm vaccinated, wow.
Jesus Christ, you know, what was he, stoned? I mean, I know they legalized it up there, holy shit.
I mean, probably even, shit, we've seen his daughter.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe they hang out,
Maybe he just does. I don't know if they need to hang out. He probably just got some fumes.
He got a contact high.
Yeah.
But no, as far as I know, he wasn't stoned. He was just shilling for another one of these ridiculous corporate vaccine sponsorships. So there's a fast food place up there called Shake Shack.
Yeah, I love Shake Shack.
Oh, well.
It's delicious.
You're going to love this. They're giving away vouchers for burgers and fries. All you got to do is, go up there and get the shot in an official New York City vaccination station.
I'm not going to say I'm going to get the shot. I wouldn't get the COVID vax for it necessarily. But if I was on the fence, that would probably do the trick. I mean, Shake Shack is amazing.
Okay, well, if you still feel that way, maybe you shouldn't watch the video because Bill de Blasio turned me off of ever eating a fucking hamburger again. Like he did more like AOC and all the rest of those environmental Nazis. They're probably slipping him a little something under the table. He was like drooling. After he was done like face fucking the French fries, he was just like, oh, can I eat a hamburger too? Like I know it's in the morning. I know it's breakfast time. Can I eat a burger for breakfast? And they're like, yeah, dude, you're the mayor. This is getting weird. He was like, oh, yeah, you can get one of these, too. All you got to do is be vaccinated. Vaccine. He said that. Like Homer Simpson. He goes, vaccine.
We all made fun of Donald Trump for eating 2 McDonald's cheeseburgers for lunch every day, didn't we, folks?
But at least we didn't have to see him do it.
And at least he wasn't shilling for some nonsense like this. He ate McDonald's cheeseburgers because he liked them.
Right.
Not because he was trying to sell you on rewriting your DNA for the food equivalent of $10 fucking dollars.
Right. Yeah, that's the best thing about all this shit. It's like, it's one thing
a
when
Krispy Kreme donut, I'm pretty sure costs $1.
No, they'll give you one for free. You don't have to be vaccinated. Like, that's the thing about Krispy Kreme. Maybe people don't know this, but when they have that sign out there...
the hot donut sign!
Yeah, if it says hot donuts, all you gotta do is walk in there, and you don't even have to be, like, creepy about it or anything. Just walk in there and be like, hey, can I get a donut? And they're like, yeah. And they'll give you one. They're not like, yeah, let me see that vaccine passport.
You mean I can save $1 and I don't have to inject experimental gene therapy into my blood system?
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
There's this thing called a loss leader, and you don't need to lose your life. But apparently people, they just start, I mean, I just don't, I mean, it's one thing in Ohio, you know, when they're giving you a chance at least to win $1 million to poison yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're exactly leading any industries in fucking Ohio.
Right. Well, I mean, this guy's, if you've got $10, you can buy anything on the Shake Shack menu.
If you're living in New York and you can't afford Shake Shack, I have some real fucking questions. How are you living there? Why aren't you dead yet? Why haven't you moved to Florida? What's wrong with you?
And maybe you should get one of those vaccines. It could solve at least 2 of those problems. It could feed you and it could kill you.
There you go. Well, look, if the lotto ticket or the french fries or the propaganda blitz does the trick and gets you into the nearest clinic with your sleeve rolled up and hoping for the best, Spotify now has a vaccine playlist to help you score your vaccine experience.
That's really hip and cool, man.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks,
doing
Spotify.
Doing their part. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Is the first song on the playlist, if it's not I'm a Bitch, what are they even doing?
You know what? I think the first song is Pfizer Girl.
Oh, God.
You know, that Barbie Girl parody?
It's still making me think about that fucking video.
I'm fantastic. mRNA-tastic.
These people walk among us. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen that video. Like, you know that thing about the eye bleach?
Yeah.
You will be reaching for some fucking bleach. Although they really missed out on a golden opportunity. They didn't put a Fauci parody in there. Like, they have the guy in there, he's like, hello, Pfizer, let's go potty. Like, it sounds like Fauci. Why not just, like, make him dress up like Fauci?
All right. We're not turning this whole story into a takedown of freaking Pfizer Girl.
But it's so difficult.
I know. Apparently, people were making their own playlists to celebrate their vaccination. So, various massive pharmaceutical corporations and Spotify just happened to take notice. So, they made a definitive official playlist. And in case you're thinking to yourself, what fucking song is there about getting a fucking vaccine?
I hurt myself today. The needle tears a hole.
You know what? Here's a rundown of a couple. We've got Pat Benatar's "Hit Me With Your Best Shot," Lady Gaga's "The Cure," and Europe's "The Final Countdown."
Geez, you know that one's a little apropos, isn't it?
It is.
This is.
I would have gone with "It's the End of the World as We Know It." Maybe.
Yeah, but I don't feel fine. I seem to be developing blood clots.
True.
Anyway, speaking of the vaccine zombies getting what they deserve, over 1,200 Canadians were hit with parking fines while waiting in line at a Calgary mass vaccination site when they ignored the 90-minute time limit at the free parking provided by the city and waited upwards of 5 hours for their shots.
Hold on, I have a lot of questions. 1,200 people did this?
Yeah, mass vaccination sites. People are just lining up for this shit.
What kind of parking lot is this?
I think they did it at like a football stadium or something. I'm not sure.
Jesus Christ. And
yeah.
If they had 1,200 people coming for the vaccine, why would they only give 90 minutes of free parking? They had to know this was happening. I mean, look. You gotta pay for the vaccine somehow. Healthcare isn't free, no matter what Canada tells you.
I think they're raising money. I think that, I mean, you see what they're doing in Calgary lately. I mean, they've got the police outfitted like the fucking Gestapo.
Cheap.
That is not cheap. Maybe the vaccines are free because they're getting like the AstraZeneca shots that no other country in the world wants. But you got to give your stormtroopers armor so they can go, busting into churches and dragging pastors off to the gulag.
Oh, let's tell them what they really are.
Yeah.
Nazis.
Yeah, so the Nazis need some money. What better way than tricking people into $40 parking fines?
I love how these people called themselves anti-fascists, and they're the fucking fascists.
Canada is just so shitty at being a totalitarian state.
Imagine if in Germany some alt group came to power calling themselves the anti-Nazis. Like, it'd be a little suspicious, wouldn't it?
We promise we're not the Nazis gang. We just go around and burn down neighborhoods and beat the shit out of people.
Like, where are the Nazis? Like, show me the Nazis. What are you doing?
Well, have you seen any Nazis lately?
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. I swear, though, Canada, just get out of the totalitarian fucking, like, Hitler game. You're not good at it. You're silly. It's
just go fuck a moose or something, would you? Like,
exactly.
Calm the fuck down.
Yes.
All right, now moving on. Why don't we take a look at another COVID treatment that is almost certain to not protect you or your health, though at least it is natural. In an attempt to fend off the coronavirus, doctors in India have advised people to not smear themselves with cow poop.
God damn it. Okay. I mean, I'd love to respond with something here, but I'm at a loss for words. They had to tell people not to smear themselves with feces.
They had to professionally advise against it, yes. Specifically, not to fend off the coronavirus. I don't know that they made a blanket statement saying don't do it, period. They just said that for the purposes of fending off coronavirus, this would not be advisable.
Maybe they were doing it anyway, and they were just hoping that they would get, a nice side effect of not...
Oh, I'm sure there's a multitude of pleasant, benefits from smearing yourself in cow shit. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, apparently you could ask a lot of people in the Indian region of Gujarat who have taken to cow shelters and started the process of, just covering themselves in the dung and urine of cattle once a week, hoping it'll improve their immunity.
I mean, I can actually see that. Like, remember when this COVID thing first started and the meme going around was like, if you've ever been to, CBGBs, you're immune to COVID. Or, if you've ever, eaten a fucking Tommy's hamburger at 3 a.m, you're immune to COVID. It was, whatever, place that people used to hang out with.
You ever drank jungle juice in someone's basement, you're immune to COVID.
Yeah, and it's, all the, fun shit that we used to do when we were teenagers.
Then they took those same memes and they said, if you've ever drinking jungle juice in someone's basement, you don't have to worry about the vaccine.
Exactly.
Apparently you have to worry about COVID now, but you don't have to worry about the vaccine.
Yeah, so in India, they've just got, they don't have Boone's Farm over there, but they have lots of cows. They worship them. So they're like, hey, if you've ever rolled around in cow shit at 4 a.m, just having a good time, too many, latkes,
Too many lattes.
The nasty yogurt drinks?
Lassies!
Lassies? I thought that was a dog.
Latkes are Jewish potato pancakes.
What's the difference?
Okay, you know what? We're not going to get into a geographical culinary.
I'm an American, damn it.
Okay.
I ain't got time to know the difference between a Jew and an Indian.
Okay, you know what? Maybe you have some fun to watch Food Network. How about that?
Every time I watch Food Network, they've got some guy on there trying to get me to eat cow shit.
No, they haven't gone that far. They've just come out with a new show about consuming edibles, though. So
every single time.
One step closer every day.
Maybe I'm just turning it on at the wrong times. Every time I watch, the Food Network or the Travel Channel or any of those channels, it's a food show. It's here we are in Indonesia, where we're going to fill a snake's bladder with desiccated cockroaches and roast it on an open fire.
You're thinking of freaking Bizarre Eats or No Reservations. You're not.
Yeah, what is wrong with those people? You got enough money to have a show on a cable network. Eat something that's edible.
Well, you're watching the wrong shows, but that's besides the point. Do we have another story in the stack, or should we just cut to something?
I got another one here.
All right.
Yeah, so, I guess since we just got done talking about the Indian government having to tell people not to roll around in excrement as some kind of medicine, here in America, our own government is having to tell us not to fill plastic bags up with gasoline.
How the tables... We're not so different after all, India and America. We all have morons.
Yeah, we are the world. We are the morons.
I'm really glad we're not letting these people off the hook, because I had a lot of questions about this practice.
I know that we kind of got past the whole shortage last week. Gas is still too expensive, and I know they're going to do it again.
Oh, absolutely. This was just a practice run.
Yeah, but America, you lost your fucking minds last week. I get it. Biden shut our gas off. Probably didn't see it coming, unless you were watching it, Alex. But yeah, it's pretty scary. But we've got people putting diesel in their gas tanks. We've got people getting into fist fights at the Sunoco station. We got people trying to pour gas into laundry hampers. And now we've got this. So the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, they felt the need to release an official statement last week warning Americans not to fill plastic shopping bags with gasoline.
I'm just really wondering what the game plan was. Once you have the bag full of gasoline, if it doesn't somehow melt and fill your car's trunk and explode as you're driving home,
isn't that a good way to make napalm?
Where the hell were you going to put it? And how the hell were you going to get it into your gas tank?
Yeah, people just putting it in like a pail, like a pail that you use to carry water around. Like, where are you going with this, buddy?
I just don't know. I suppose you could siphon anything, but the bag itself, I don't know. Maybe you have to ask the Canadians how they do the bagged milk shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think there was a Trailer Park Boys episode where they actually... You remember, Corey and Trevor were siphoning gas, they got sick?
Yeah. I think they were at least using freaking containers for it of some kind.
Probably. That'll be some homework, everybody. Watch. But yeah, no, if you need a government agency to tell you not to fill Walmart bags with gas, you probably need them to tell you not to wear the bag like a face mask, too.
You probably need a lot more help than that, honestly.
And you probably should wear it like a face mask. Anyway, we're getting a call on the hotline. We need it at this point.
All right, I'll take it. Hello, area code 501. You're on with the War on Morons. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Ratchet Jaw. I'm calling from the big slab over here. We're just outside A-Town. Got your ears on?
I'm sorry, what the fuck? Did you just call Ratchet Jaw?
Yes, Ratchet Jaw. 10-4.
Your mother named you Ratchet Jaw.
No, man. This is Ratchet Jaw. I'm a trucker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I want to give y'all a call. I love listening to your show when I'm on the road. Here, I got one for you. Hold on. Listen up. You like that? You hear that horn?
Awesome. Well, thanks for listening, man.
Yeah, me and the boys, we love listening to the War on Morons. When we out there, doing what we can to, keep your bellies fed, keep your brains entertained. It's a hell of a job. It's pretty thankless work. But I don't think you understand what happened last week. I think I can actually shed a little light on the situation there.
Yeah, you certainly probably can. You're closer to it than almost anyone, I'd imagine.
I tell you, I was down there in Little Rock last week when it happened, when it all went down. And I hear that the people weren't getting their go-go juice. They cut it out. And I said, that ain't gonna happen. We're gonna do what they say can't be done. We're gonna get that fuel, and we're gonna get it to the towns that ain't got it. Because we got plenty. We got plenty out in Arkansas. And I said to Chrome Stack, I said, look, we're gonna do a little side mission here. We're gonna take care of America. We're gonna save the day. And we got to work, and we made sure to get that. Get that fuel to the people to the people of the choo-choo.
Wow.
We went up. Yeah, we went all the way to Chattanooga with an 18-wheeler full and Chrome Stack too. And we brought the gas to the people that needed it, and we kept America running. We did our small little part. So I heard you say it. You know, you didn't really feel the pain so bad in Tennessee. Well, you're welcome.
Wow. Well, that was certainly awesome of you. I mean, I don't know if Chattanooga was the hardest hit, but I mean, certainly that was very helpful. I mean, how did you guys?
You know, when we heard that what happened to the pipeline, we said no. That is not. It's not going down on my watch. No. They call me Ratchet Jaw because I am fast to action. So I said, you know, we're gonna get some gas. You know, one way or the other. You know, so we took everything. You know, we had all this other crap. You know, in the truck. I think we had some. It don't matter what we had in there, some toothpicks or whatnot. And we said, so we unloaded all. I said to Chrome Stack, unload it all. We're gonna fill this sucker full of gasoline, and we're gonna bring it to the nearest city we can get to that needs it, that needs this gasoline. We're gonna get it to them people, and we're gonna keep them moving. We're gonna keep America moving because that's important to me.
Hold on, Ratchet Jaw. Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm understanding you right. So you took inventory that wasn't yours and abandoned it. I thought you had a fuel tank.
Oh, we know where it is. We'll go back for it later. You know, that's where we're on our way right now. We're on our way back. We'll get it. We'll get it. But we made plenty of money, I tell you.
Did you put it in storage or something, or what?
We made a lot of money. So, you know, it'll be all right.
How did you store fuel in a regular 18-wheeler? Like you don't have a fuel tanker?
Come on now. What, you got a black eye? we got gas cans. We probably got dozens, maybe 100 gas cans. So many gas cans. We filled the truck full of gas cans.
Isn't that dangerous?
It don't matter if it's dangerous. You know, we live life. We live life at double nickel.
And you ain't gonna tell us what to do. You to do this? Like, how did you pull in to a fuel lot or wherever they get fuel? I don't know how it works. And have 100
because we knew what was happening before y'all did.
What?
Yeah, we kind of heard about it first. You know, there was a little bit of chatter going on the CB. Everybody kind of heard what was happening here, and we said, you know what, this sounds like a great situation. So what we did is we got our gas cans. We bought every single gas can in Arkansas, I tell you. And then, you ever heard of Walmart?
Yes, I've heard of Walmart.
Yeah, it's a big store.
I know
I guess
what
people
Walmart
love Walmart. People park their cars at Walmart. Just probably thousands of cars parked at Walmarts everywhere in America right now. And everybody that parks their car at a Walmart's got plenty of gas in their car. So what me and Chrome Stack did was we got our gas cans and we went to the Walmart parking lot and we siphoned the gas out of everybody's car. And then we loaded those gas cans up into our trucks.
Oh, come on.
And we brought those trucks.
This is some kind of trucker humor, right? Come on, you didn't actually steal everybody at the Walmart's gas. I mean, come on, tell me this isn't a joke, right?
I don't know if you heard, there was a state of emergency.
Not in Arkansas.
And when there's a state of emergency, the trucker code is to move the load. We got to keep people going. We got to keep people, you know, we got to do what we can. You know, like I said, you know, they say it can't be done. We going to do what they say can't be done.
Okay, hold on, Ratchet Jaw. So you left everybody stranded at Walmart in Little Rock, Arkansas.
They already got what they need. They got to Walmart.
Well, they don't
they got
gas,
groceries there. They got shelter there. They got clothes. They don't got no gas. It's not the end of the world.
People can just move into Walmart because Ratchet Jaw and Chrome Stack stole their gas. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, I heard you talking talking about Alex earlier. You ever hear that he said this years ago? They're going to turn Walmart into something called a FEMA camp. You ever hear that?
Oh, God. All right. You know what?
So they're equipped. They can move in to the Walmart. But if some poor fella out there in Chattanooga or Knoxville or what have you, if they don't have any gasoline, they might not be able to get food. So we had to sell them all the gasoline from Arkansas.
Wait, I'm sorry. You didn't donate this gas? You sold it? So you stole it and then you sold it for profit?
We're in business to make money. I don't know. Maybe you missed the part where I said I'm a patriot.
Maybe you missed the part where you said you were a hero, but you actually are just a thief.
You know what? I expected some appreciation from you. I didn't expect slander.
Well,
Maybe I should listen to some other show instead.
Joe, but you called up my show and told me that you stole thousands of people's gasoline and brought it to
What
Chattanooga,
I actually called to say was I still got some left, and I've seen that it's going for about $2.89, and that's a lot of money. Me and Chrome Stack will let it go for $2 a gallon. So if you want to get some gas on the cheap, right now, we're outside of A-Town, down here, Atlanta, Georgia, $2 a gallon, and you can reach me at 505.
You know what? No. Ratchet Jaw, no. That's enough. Thanks for listening, but no. You know, I was wondering how this whole crisis ended so quickly.
Yeah, because of Ratchet Jaw.
He might have had something to do with it. I mean, as crazy as it sounds.
He saved America.
Just imagine, though. I can just imagine it now. I mean, it could have gone very wrong in a lot of ways. I don't have to tell you guys that, but I'm just picturing, like, the perfect culmination. Obviously, our evil government missed a big opportunity. I don't exactly know how you get from frickin' Arkansas to wherever the hell he was going.
I don't think that his story made any sense, to be honest.
Do you have to take that bridge?
I don't think so, no.
Oh. Damn, just imagine if, like, American heroes who, like, stole everybody's gasoline in, like, a horrifying, like, stupid coup?
He's like a meth head Robin Hood.
Yeah, he is like a meth head Robin Hood. I love that for him. All right. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Yeah, we have to after that. I think we might be culpable in a crime.
Okay. I wouldn't go that
Just
far.
having him on the air.
You know what we haven't done in a while, though?
What's that?
A good old Florida man story.
Yeah, it actually has been like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, we'll make it Florida woman. We've got this story out of Orange City, where a 35-year-old mother has been arrested for making her son start a fight with another neighborhood boy, then jumping in and punching the victim in the head.
You know, I'm sure there's a perfectly good, rational, reasonable explanation for this.
You think there was a perfectly rational explanation for sicking her child on another child and then saying, you know what, Timmy, you just can't get the job done, can you? Mama's coming. Boom.
Let's think about it this way. Maybe that other kid wasn't wearing his mask.
Okay, you know what?
Florida, they got a lot of those mask-hesitant people.
You know, somehow I don't think they have a lot of them in Orange City, Florida.
I don't think we're able to do that anymore. COVID's over. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. I'm vaccinated.
Stop punching me. I got my Moderna shot. I'm shedding all over you, motherfucker.
Oh my god. Anyways, according to the freaking article here, the kid was walking down the street at 11 o'clock at night. Honestly, where the hell were his parents? When this woman ran up and confronted him. For what reason, we don't know.
Maybe because he was walking down the street at 11 o'clock at night.
Hey, who are you? Why are you out on the street at nighttime?
My kid, who's also awake at 11 o'clock at night. Come on out and beat his ass.
Yeah, did your parents ever tell you, hey, nothing good happens after 11 o'clock?
Oh, I mean, I wish this was caught on video. It sounds like something at least entertaining happened after 11 o'clock. Jesus. What's he going to do, though? Oh, disobey his mother?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, not the kid who got beat up. The kid who got sicked on the other kid, right?
Mother's Day. This probably happened on Mother's Day. Maybe this was her one wish.
Can you imagine disobeying your mother if she was that batshit crazy? Like, if your mother is is the type of mother who says, son, get out here and beat this random person's ass. Are you going to be like, no, Mom, and I'm not going to clean my room either?
I mean, she's going to turn it right around on him. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of Florida woman and, well, child endangerment, 28-year-old from North Miami Beach was arrested on felony charges last week for posing as a high school student to gain social media followers.
Okay. One, not sure I understand how that's a felony, not sure I want to.
It was like trespassing, like felony trespassing or something.
Okay,
or burglary,
at least it wasn't like felony dating a high school girlfriend for the clout.
Well, she didn't get to that point yet. Wasn't this like an Amanda Bynes movie or something?
Wait, it was a woman?
Oh, yeah, she was a woman. She was a 28-year-old woman.
Jesus Christ.
And she posed as a high school girl so she could get people to like her on Instagram.
Okay, well, that's really creepy, for one.
Yeah.
And for two, I mean, doesn't she have any goddamn better thing to do with her life?
No, she
Jesus
doesn't.
Christ.
So it says here she was able to blend in with students because she was wearing a backpack, carrying a skateboard, and dressing like a teenager.
So she literally did the, how do you do, fellow kids, in real life?
You're like, who sees that meme and says, oh, shit, that's a good idea? I mean, my man Buscemi's got a fucking idea right here.
You know, we were crapping on the people who sewed fabric masks as a business on Etsy earlier, but I think that could have been a really good alternative for this lady.
Oh, so she's she works at Carnival Cruise Lines. Apparently,
she has a job?
Somehow she was trying to, like, use this scheme to drum up business. I don't really see how. I mean, do high school kids buy cruises?
No!
Yeah, I didn't think so. But she was printing out pamphlets with her Instagram name on them, and she was, like, handing them out to the students.
I mean, I don't keep up with what the kids are doing these days, but is that goddamn normal? Like, is that what the kids are doing these days? Hi, I'm Kim. Here's my card. Follow me on Twitter. Like, why the hell would anyone go through high school again for anything in the world, let alone...
If somebody came up to me in the hallway and did this, I would hope that my mom would tell me I could beat them up.
Right!
Like, maybe she should have broken into a nursing home or something.
Imagine some weird kid showed up at your high school, started handing out their fucking brochure, and then you go to their Instagram, and for some reason they're shilling Carnival Cruises?
And they're 30 years old?
You're like, what the fuck?
It's a big scheme. Yeah, like, she should have gone to it. Like, if she went to a nursing home, it would have made sense, I guess. I mean, like, if she wore like
not a nursing home, but like a retirement home. I don't think people in nursing homes who can't bathe themselves or wipe their own asses are going on cruises either.
That would be an idea for a cruise.
We really got to figure out the target market for cruises.
That would be a great idea for a cruise, like the final cruise.
The final cruise.
Like
it's the never-ending story, but in cruise form. So the cruise never ends. It's just a never-ending cruise. And it's a once-in-a-lifetime.
Oh, and when you die, they just throw you out to the sea.
Yes!
And then when they, like, come into port, they just scoop on some more old people. Yeah, you've got to be terminal in order to get a ticket.
Yes, exactly.
That's actually a great... Carnival, call us. 813-906-9099. We've got great ideas. I mean, you know.
They definitely won't get you sued.
Look, I understand that your business has been hit hard by these lockdowns. These people, you don't have to worry about the vaccines. You don't have to worry about... If they catch COVID, they're just going to get there quicker.
Exactly. Now, if that last story doesn't turn you off the idea of going on a cruise or heck, even going back to school, earlier this month, 3 honor students at UMass Amherst were suspended, barred from finals, and basically had their college careers ruined because someone reported a photo posted to social media which showed them unmasked outside, off campus, on a Saturday.
That gets you suspended from college these days.
Not suspended. Ruined.
Like, basically a selfie. Like an unmasked selfie, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, if
who's the fucking narc? Who's the fucking nerd who goes on social media, sees a photo, and is like, I'm reporting this to the college? Like, how fucking old are you? Are you 12?
remember how much fun it was, like, back in, like, the 80s? Like, I mean, I wasn't in college back in the 80s, but I've seen movies. You ever see, like Revenge of the Nerds, or, like, go back a little farther, like Animal House, or, like, and like, you used to have, like, be able to get into some trouble. You know, like, remember PCU from the 90s?
I wasn't exactly the popular kid growing up in school, but I wasn't exactly, like, a fucking weirdo either. Like, I wasn't, like, looking at people online and saying, like, ooh, I'm gonna tell Miss Johnson that on Saturday you, did something that I don't agree with. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you used to be able to, like, dump meat on the vegans, or, go on panty raids, or, whatever they used to do back in the day. You wouldn't get in trouble for going outside showing your face.
Yeah, hell, even at Harvard, you could get away with throwing a party and telling the new girl that it was a costume party and making her dress up as a Playboy bunny and having her show up and get real embarrassed in front of her ex-boyfriend, according to Legally Blonde.
Oh, so. Yeah. And speaking of Ivy League schools, at Yale, you get to hang out in a tomb with a skeleton and jerk off with future presidents of the United States. They really do that. That's, Skull and Bones.
You know what? We're getting real weird with it.
But did these people realize that, like, in a week or two, like, everybody was going to find out that Dr. Fauci funded the virus, and, like, then nobody would have even cared if they had the masks on?
Did these people realize that people are getting vaccinated? Like, what even is this? Like, and in case you were wondering, no, of course the school is not going to refund these poor girls the $1,600 or $16,000 plus that they each paid for in-state tuition this semester.
Don't worry. I'm sure Biden and Kamala, they're gonna forgive student debt one day. They've been talking about it for decades. I mean, it's gonna happen. I'm sure.
They just pull that one out every election cycle, and one day
that just means it's due.
Right.
Probably next election. I just keep voting for them.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I mean, have you heard of OnlyFans? Now, there is a level of hypocrisy to this story, too. I guess UMass won the college hockey championships this year. They had to do a victory parade just around the same time that this was going on. Guess who wasn't wearing masks at the parade?
Hopefully nobody was wearing masks. Can you imagine being like, I'm a winner, and you're wearing a fucking face diaper? I'm a winner, but I'm also afraid of a cold.
Well, it's important that we get used to this now, because people shouldn't be able to recognize us or see our faces. It's all part of the big plan. Next year, there's going to become a new TikTok trend that'll soon become mandatory. Barcode tattoos across your forehead.
Can't wait. But anyway, I'm assuming that the players weren't wearing masks at the victory parade.
No, they weren't. But you know what?
But
Narky Nancy didn't have the social media know-how to track that one down.
Oh, so. She probably did. They just didn't care. I think the answer here is, if you're, I mean, it's always been the answer. If you're on the team, so learn to skate, maybe learn to play some ball or something, get good, win your school a championship, and then they will let you pursue an education and breathe at the same time.
Please, are you kidding me? You're sounding an awful lot like a capitalist person who believes in meritocracies.
That's not allowed in Massachusetts.
No, it is not.
What am I thinking? Anyway, keeping this theme going, let's go to England, where a 55-year-old man has been fired and banned from teaching after getting blackout drunk and taking his students to a strip club during a school trip.
Okay, I actually agree with whoever narked on this man.
Well, I mean, with it being in England, they probably narked on him for breaking Sharia law. They're like, how dare you drink the alcohol? It says in the Quran, you're not...
I mean, I just have trouble conceptualizing how this plan even came to be. I mean, this sounds like a plot line from Bad Education with fucking, Jack Whitehall.
Well,
even he's not that goddamn creepy in that show.
Yeah, I'm just going to read the report here. So, I mean, it actually is really unbelievable. If they wrote this for a sitcom, it would not make it onto TV.
No, I don't think so.
According to the BBC...
Well, maybe on Degrassi. But that's in Canada.
Well, then they try to teach you a lesson at the end of it about... they teach you a lesson about how you've got to be You got to be.
I don't remember Degrassi teaching any lessons. It was just one trauma after another for those kids.
Yeah, it teaches you a lesson. The world is bad, and you're gonna suffer.
All right, well there you go.
But yeah, no. According to the BBC, so this teacher's actions included drinking with pupils, allowing under 18-year-olds to drink alcohol, threatening to kick the head. Sorry, I can't even. Threatening to kick the head in of one student and kill another student.
Someone can't hold their alcohol.
Taking one or more students to a strip club and acting aggressively to the woman leading the trip. I guess
the
it was
woman leading the trip?
I guess it was a field trip. I don't think that the field trip was to the strip club. It's probably like, they were going to London or something. He's like, all right, we're going to do a side quest here. Kids, we're going to go to the fucking Pila Palace.
Okay, did someone on this field trip notice when the teacher stepped away to score some cocaine?
On top of this, this teacher was aggressive to a pupil before kissing the boy on the forehead, telling him, you're all right, and then exposing himself to a woman in a shared hotel room. Although it says here that this was not malicious or sexually motivated.
Jesus Christ, who is this guy, Bennie fucking Hill?
I mean, honestly, apart from all of the really, really questionable decisions and, frankly, the sexual assaults, he does sound like a pretty fun teacher.
You think that sounds fun?
I mean, I'm just saying,
having some creepy 55-year-old man threaten to kill you and then kiss you on the forehead, and you might see his dick at some point.
I'm just saying, what teenage boy wouldn't risk that for a chance to be in this guy's class? You get to get drunk, you get to go to the strip club, you get to have a hell of a story for the lads, Like, you wouldn't believe what...
How my teacher sexually abused us! He sounds like a fucking lunatic!
And who's writing this article? I mean, the part where it says he exposed himself to a woman in a hotel room, but, nothing malicious, nothing sexual, just...
How do you casually, playfully, innocently whip your dick out?
Maybe he was, doing penis puppetry. Like, look, it's a bunny rabbit! Look at the shadow! Isn't it funny?
Oh my god, I'm just picturing him being so drunk that, his dick falls out of his underwear and he doesn't even notice. Like, you know how, sometimes, it can just fall out if, you're really sloppy?
I've never once in my life have I been so drunk that my penis has flopped out of my pants.
No, out of your underwear. What if he was, just in his underwear? I could see that.
So he's taking his jeans off.
Right.
He's down in his boxers.
You know how, a ball could slip out from time to time? It could just...
Apparently.
Maybe that's the only way I can see this not being malicious. It's still hilarious.
I think it's not malicious if it's Hunter Biden that does it.
What?
Well, doesn't it sound like they're trying to cover for him? Oh yeah, he raped somebody in the bathroom, but it's okay.
How could you say
his dad's
Hunter
president?
Biden's not malicious?
Well, I'm just saying if I was writing the article, actually, what am I thinking? They wouldn't have written the article.
There you go. There it is. All right. Well, luckily we've got another call coming in, and it is definitely your turn.
Oh, whoopee-doo. All right. So area code 831. You're on with the War on Morons. Give us your name and give us your location.
Hi, this is Pam in Santa Cruz. I'm calling because you were just speaking on a topic that's near and dear to my heart, which is educating the minds of tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, I guess we were kind of talking about that. I don't really know what a deranged, drunken teacher has to do with education, though.
Well, you said it right there. He is a teacher, an educator, and I am an award-winning educator here in Santa Cruz, and I have to tell you, I understand that, assaulting students is frowned upon and, certainly letting the students drink alcohol underage is controversial, but other than that, I don't take issue with the idea that this teacher brought his young students to a strip club. As a feminist, I have to say, it's important that we teach children about the human body. It's good.
Hold on, wait, as a feminist, you think that children should go to strip clubs? Like, what kind of feminism is this? I'm like, what wave are we on?
Well, it depends on the strip club, right? We all know all strip clubs are not created equally. However, it is good to see women empowering themselves, embracing their sexuality, and if you go to the right strip club, you can not only do that, but you can see women of all different body types, and hopefully this teacher even took them to a place where they could see, women who were not born women, and teach them about those bodies too, because
don't they have the same bodies as these boys? They're just wearing a wig.
Well, that's very offensive. You obviously didn't get a good education growing up. I mean, your teachers probably took you to some cisgender sex pig rape club.
You know, I'm guilty. Yeah, my teachers took me to rape clubs when I was in elementary school. You caught me.
That explains a lot. And see, that's the damage that the cisgender narrative creates in our education system. That's why I'm doing my part to bring trans erotic performers into my classroom, to give my students lap dances so they can ask questions and they can learn about, what it means to be a woman or a man in today's society.
Hold on, wait. Into your classroom? What are you? You're a high school teacher or something?
No, I teach 3rd and 4th grade.
You teach 3rd grade, and you're having transsexual strippers give your students lap dances.
Yes, it's very innovative, but it's working out quite well. The children really seem to embrace it, and I think that this ought to be a statewide initiative, which is why I'm adding it to my gubernatorial platform. As you know, Gavin Newsom is being persecuted in a witch hunt, and I am stepping up as his faithful replacement candidate. I will do my part to succeed where he has failed, as well as carry forth the spirit with which he led Californians through this crisis.
Well, there you go, people. If you're worried that Caitlyn Jenner wasn't going far enough, Pam in Santa Cruz wants to put a tranny's butt in your kid's face.
Well, I wouldn't call them a tranny because that's hateful.
That's right. I'm sorry. Don't send me to the gulag.
Well, if you were in California, you'd be on my list, but, well, maybe in 2024.
All right, Pam, are you done?
Yes, I'm done. Vote Pam for California governor.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody listening, they're signing up right now.
Excellent, excellent.
Bye.
I mean, that woman has some real issues.
Well, I mean, that woman is going to be the next governor of California.
How the hell have the parents...
Put some respect on her name.
How the hell have the parents not fucking gathered up their pitchforks and torches and chased her out of town?
Did you hear the part where she said she's in Santa Cruz, California? They like it. They like it. They love it.
I just have trouble understanding that people like that actually exist. Like, en masse. Like, it's one thing to have one lunatic call in every now and then.
Yeah.
But to just imagine that there's a whole city of these fucks?
No, there's a whole state, the whole state of California. They're like they're like a different like dimension. They're like out of sync with the rest of us.
They truly are. We have this conversation all the time. Like, I can't imagine still being on lockdown.
Yeah.
How are people still putting up with it? We truly live in two different countries, I tell you.
Yeah, they're out of touch.
And speaking of living in two different countries, lest you get the idea that Hollywood is out of touch with the rest of us, here's a headline from The Guardian. Gwyneth Paltrow broke down and ate bread during quarantine. What was your lowest point?
Wow, okay, they're really going with that one,
I
huh?
gotta say, I've had a lot lower points than eating bread. If that's the worst thing that's ever happened to you, I'm starting to believe white privilege may be real.
Well, I mean, there's some kind of privilege involved there. She ate bread.
Yeah, that's her lowest point. The lowest point for Gwyneth Paltrow was one of my highest points, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I like bread. It's pretty damn good.
So you may want some background on what happened.
Okay.
Well, it's about what it sounds like. You see, last year there was this pandemic, and everybody had to go on quarantine for months because people were dying by tens of thousands all over the world.
Yeah, I remember, but it's over now, so.
It was a stressful time, and it was really hard for everybody.
Well, yeah.
Including the celebrities that have billion-dollar mansions and everything they could ever want.
Yeah, we're all in this together. Now, I also remember that thousands of regular people overdosed on drugs. Lots of people committed suicide. You know, people had to put off cancer biopsies. Millions of people lost their jobs, lost their businesses.
Look, don't be selfish, okay? We're talking about a woman's struggle here, okay? Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about them. They're not important. We're talking about national treasure Gwyneth Paltrow, an American hero. She fucked up her diet. She ate bread and pasta. She even drank multiple times a week. She went, and I quote, totally off the rails.
Yes.
You may be wondering if she's okay now. She is.
I was about to say, I mean, she had some carbs. Other people might have had some heroin, but, you know.
I'm surprised she hasn't checked into rehab. It just goes to show how strong she really is.
Wouldn't that be awesome, calling up the rehab? Like, just be like, yeah, this is terrible. I don't know how I'm going to keep going. Last night, I had a glass of wine, and I can't even say it. I had a bite of rye bread.
I think you would get carted off to a rehabilitation for serious. I think you would for eating disorders.
I mean, I've got to give it to her, honestly. Like, I thought that the vagina-scented candle was pretty good trolling. But this is next level. This is amazing.
It really is.
Like, she's a great fucking heel.
Yeah. I mean, I know we were all on the edges of our seats there wondering, oh my god, but did she survive? Of fucking course she did!
I don't think anybody was on the edges of their seat. I'm just over here watching it. I'm just like, okay, like, this is like Rick Rude would never have even thought of saying something like this, like, back in the day. Like, this is like wrestling villain type shit. Like, she goes out there and she's like, unlike you fat sweat hogs in America, I don't eat bread. I don't eat any grains at all. I don't drink all day long.
This should have been a character on Glow. And by the way, buy my merch. It's a candle that smells like my vagina.
Your husband probably owns it, so he doesn't have to smell your nasty hoochie.
Okay, you know what?
Filthy Americans.
People really wonder why we don't watch the Oscars anymore.
Right? She's like, COVID-19 was literally the worst. I gained 5 pounds last year. Like, my governor killed my parents, shuttered my business. When I finally got to open it again, Black Lives Matter showed up and burned it to the ground. Then Kamala Harris bailed them out. Now I'm in jail getting tortured. I've got one eye. I've got one eye left because, I complained about it on Facebook and I got hauled away. Maybe you didn't hear, I lost 5 pounds.
Thought you mean gained.
I gained even more. Stop making me relive it. I'm Gwyneth Paltrow.
What is she gonna do? Hire a personal trainer?
It's like they want everybody to hate him.
It is.
I love it though. I honestly at first I was pretty horrified at this story and this headline, but she flipped me around on it. I'm just like, I want to see Gwyneth Paltrow at fucking Wrestlemania next year, and she should take whoever has the belt right now is a piece of shit. Gwyneth Paltrow needs to carry it forever.
I want to see Gwyneth Paltrow really go off the rails. I want to see fat Gwyneth Paltrow. I want to see Gwyneth
It's in Shallow Hal, isn't it?
That's what I want to see. I want to see it happen. I want to see her buy into the fat positivity movement. Body positivity.
That's when she
really
turns face?
Yeah, she's going to turn face. I want to
She turns face by getting fat?
I want to see the whole evolution. I'm into this storyline.
I'm regular like you now. You know, I'm just like the rest of the country. I'm 300 pounds, and all I do all day long is eat ho-hos and watch Oprah. I'm just like the rest of you. Go America!
And not to drive this storyline too into the ground too fast, but imagine when she inevitably turns heel again after her miraculous weight loss, and she becomes like one of those MLM huns who sells Herbalife shakes all day long.
I think that when she turns face, she'll actually still be a heel. It'll be like one of those, like Inception.
So many ways you could play it. So many ways.
It'll be
There's
awesome.
a lot of possibilities here.
Yeah, if you're listening out there, Vince, and I know that you are, book it. Book it. Anyway, speaking of bread and regrettable decisions, an upstate New York sandwich shop owner is going on trial for allegedly paying to have a 22-year-old employee murdered over a disagreement about back pay.
You mean some 22-year-old kid went to work at a Subway in upstate New York and wound up getting a hit put on them?
Pretty much. I mean, it wasn't a Subway. It wasn't a Subway. It was like,
It wasn't even a Subway?
No, it was just this dude's sandwich shop. I think it might have even been called This Dude's Sandwich Shop.
Who the hell puts a hit out on a 22-year-old sandwich artist?
This guy, apparently. So according to this story, the story goes that he paid another employee to beat her to death with a baseball bat and bury her in a shallow grave off the side of the highway because she was causing him problems with the labor board.
Okay, I have a lot of questions. 1, how much is he paying these people? 2, why is it that the back pay was somehow more than what it cost to pay his other employee to literally commit murder?
Right, what
is he paying these people? What, is he taking money from them?
That's the part where I don't understand. Because, I mean, how long are you going to work without getting paid, right? Like, I think at max it's like 2 weeks, maybe 3, before you're like, okay, if you're not going to give me a paycheck, I'm not going to work here anymore, right?
Right.
Now, how much are you possibly getting paid during that 2 or 3 weeks that you're going to amass a massive amount of back? Like, it can't be more than like $500-600, maybe $1,000?
Maybe he just has an incredibly terrible time picking employees.
Well, and an even worse time picking a hitman, because he skimped out on the hitman if the hitman cost even less than the sandwich maker.
So this guy's the worst criminal ever. So he didn't pay his employee, who for some reason still worked for him and wanted that, $100, I guess. So then he went to his other employee, who's apparently violent for no reason.
He's like, hey, you want a bonus?
You want $25? And the person was like, yeah, sure, yeah. For some reason.
Well, maybe the other employee's like, man, look, I haven't got paid in like 3 weeks, man. I mean, when are you going to get me that back pay? And he's like, look, I'll give you the back pay, but first, you got to kill this. I can't afford to pay both of you.
And then he was like, psych! To the murderer? This person murdered for you, and you're going to be like, sorry, I'm not going to pay you either?
Oh, no, he paid the murderer. At least according to the
skimped out
No, I'm just saying,
hitman.
I don't think he paid for a very good hitman.
Oh.
Because if he
I
did,
thought
they
this guy
wouldn't
was
have...
like the criminal mastermind of, like, the world's worst.
I mean, he obviously... So, he got some other guy that worked at a sandwich shop to do the hit. I mean, he didn't even find... and there's got to be a lot of, retired hitmen just wandering around in upstate New York.
Yeah, but I bet...
with all the mob activity up there back in the day.
Yeah, but how many of them are actually going to do this for, little to no money?
For sandwich money.
Right.
Yeah, I'll pay you with, my leftover salamis.
Tuna hasn't been moving too good these days ever since that story broke about it being fake, so you can have all of my tuna. Unlimited tuna for life.
I'll give you $100 next week.
No toppings.
Just, you come here between 3 and 6 o'clock any weekday.
I'm willing to negotiate.
You can have half a sandwich on the house.
You can maybe have salt and pepper. No fancy bread. White bread.
Yeah, hopefully this guy gets convicted, because if he did this shit, he deserves to. What a fucking idiot, right?
He deserves to die. He sounds like the worst man in the world.
God, I mean, a sandwich maker. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Seriously.
Anyway.
From one kitchen nightmare to another, a gang of debt collectors were arrested in Taiwan's capital city for unleashing hundreds of cockroaches at a restaurant to intimidate the owner, just as police were throwing a dinner party there.
Is that like a normal thing over there?
You thought you hated debt collectors in America. Well, guess fucking what?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad break having the cops at the restaurant, but I bet they get results with tactics like that. Like, here in America, they just hit you with robocalls and junk mail.
No shit. Apparently, we're behind the times. It's time to innovate. Weaponized reverse pest control is the way to go. Dodging your doctor's bills? Now you've got tapeworm, motherfucker. Skipping your mortgage payments? Have some termites.
Who's this debt collector? Like Charlie Kelly?
Whoever he is, he gets the job done. Okay?
All right, hey, I don't even want to know any context from that last story. I just want to just picture some what is it? Thailand? Some Thai debt collector just with a bag full of cockroaches. Where'd he get them? Who knows? He's got a bag. Cockroaches. He just releases them like a Pokemon trainer. Go get them.
Imagine instead of having your car repoed, you get out to it and it's filled with rats.
Well, hey, funny you should mention that, because meanwhile in America, speaking of rats, 1,000 feral cats have been released into the streets of Chicago in an effort to rein in an explosion of rats infesting the city.
Wow, it sounds like there's a lot of people in debt in Chicago.
Well, no. This is actually I don't know where the rats came from. Maybe from Thai debt collectors. But
I'm just saying, the FDCPA doesn't have any policies about fucking rats.
So this is called the Cats at Work program, because somebody has to have a job in that shithole.
Okay.
And Chicago is confident that this is going to help them finally lose the title of Orkin Pest Control's rattiest city in America.
Rattiest city in America?
That's a thing, yeah. So Orkin, every year
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, well, they keep track of what city has the most pest control calls for rat infestations.
Yeah, I love that.
And Chicago leads the way. I would think it'd be New York. You always hear about New York rats.
Yeah.
But no, it's Chicago.
I knew there was nothing good about Chicago. Never been there, never want to. I mean, their pizza sucks. They got they're the rattiest city in America, literally. The only thing good about them...
They're probably fat rats, too. I mean, with the pizza there, I mean, it's not exactly,
the
healthy.
cheese isn't even melted. Yeah, exactly. It's just like a block of cheese on top of pizza.
And they're just chowing down on, Italian sausages, big, giant, fucking deep dish pizzas.
The only goddamn thing good about Chicago is their hot dogs, and I don't need Chicago to get those. Just put a pickle on a hot dog, call it a day.
Yeah, so the rats are going to take all the hot dogs. You got Chicago, you're dodging bullets, there's rats eating all the food,
It's a beautiful city. You should come to Chicago.
But their solution is to flood the city with stray feral cats.
What did the cats do to deserve that? Where did they get the feral? What did they breed feral cats? And they're not feral,
I think they breed themselves. I mean, frankly, I would have just made it legal to hunt the rats. I mean,
there's an idea.
Look, I mean, the bullets are flying. Everybody knows the bullets are flying in Chicago.
It's a blue city. It's very eco-friendly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just make it open season on the rats. Maybe a few of those bullets could end up in some rodent, instead of hitting some little girl hanging out on a playground.
Technically, is it even illegal to hunt rats now? Do you need the government to tell you it's okay to do?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that you can't just open up fire in the middle of the city. There's a rat chewing on a pizza box.
It doesn't stop them from opening up a gun in that city anywhere else, okay?
That's a good point. Yeah, they don't exactly keep them in the holster.
Permission and be like, I'd like to shoot this motherfucker, please.
Yeah, you see.
And the city's not like, go right ahead.
See, what had happened was that rat was in the Latin King. So, what are they going to do when the cats finally win? Then they got a feral cat problem. Are they just going to release a bunch of stray dogs into the city?
Chicago, the city that smells like cat piss. That'll be a nice change of pace for them.
Maybe they'll just bomb it from orbit. Honestly, we talk a lot about bombing California. Bomb Chicago, too. Anyway.
I can't stand it.
Well, you don't have to because we've got one more call coming in.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Florida number 2.
It's always a treat. All right. Hello, area code 239. You're on with the War on Morons, and you're the last call of the day, so tell us, what's going on?
Hey, this is Bennie. Me, Bennie in Naples. I just want to talk about the last story that you were talking about. If you let me on the air, I think I got. Oh, am I on?
Yeah, you're on. Thanks for calling, Bennie. Go ahead.
Oh boy. Hey, so you're talking about in Chicago, they got a lot of rats. They got a rat problem.
They sure do, apparently.
Yeah. I tell you, these rats, people don't realize, rats can be all over. The rats, they don't bother me that much just because they can be under any crook and cranny. You don't really see them. You don't notice them. You might have a rat if you hear a little shuffling, at night. Maybe you got, snacks that go missing, or maybe somebody's biting holes in your cheese, that sort of thing. But
Bennie, that's pretty disgusting. I think
it don't bother me.
They are vermin. They carry diseases. They get in your food. They're disgusting. I'm glad they don't bother
you can keep a rat as a pet. Did you know that?
Yeah, but you can't take a wild rat and turn it into a pet. There are.
I don't know. Rats are small. See, the rats don't bother me as much as the cats. I heard the next thing you say when you said that they got all these the wild cats, and they're going to release those into the city. And I got to tell you, if they did that to my neighborhood, I tell you, that'd bother me a lot. That'd bother me a lot. I'm a neighborhood watchman.
Really?
Down here in
cats would bother you more than rats? That's odd.
Oh yeah, the cats. They make a lot of noise. They meow meow all the time, making that sound. And when they're mating with each other, they're making those mating sounds, and then they scratch. And I don't like cats. I tell you, I'm a neighborhood watchman here in Naples and in the community, and I'm responsible for keeping the community safe and clean.
Yeah,
and
apparently rats
we had a big problem with these cats. You call them you call them feral?
Yeah, feral cats.
I didn't like it. I did not like it. I took care of that problem. I said, you know what? People, they move out of the community. And then they let the cat out because they move somewhere that doesn't let you have a cat. And then it just, they go, meow, 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 meow.
That's not a feral
I don't
cat,
like it.
Bennie. That's an abandoned pet that needs to be rescued.
That's where I came in. I rescued him. Oh. And I took him off I take him off the streets. I got a a slingshot. You ever hear of a slingshot? Like Dennis the Menace?
Yes. Where is this
I
going?
ride around on my golf cart, and I got my slingshot, and I got some of these frisky kitty treats. You know, I shake the bag. You know, the cats come because they recognize the sound of the frisky kitty treats, and they want the kitty treats.
Uh-huh.
And I get them with the slingshot, and I just hit them right, pow with the rock.
God, Benny, why? Why wouldn't you just trap them and bring them to an animal rescue?
I do. I trap them. I don't.
Well,
what do you think? I just leave them dead in the street?
Who goes around hitting cats with rocks? What are you, a sociopath?
No. I got an agreement there. There's this buffet. It's called Ling Ling's Buffet, and it's about a mile away from here. A lot of people in the neighborhood like to eat there, and you know, it's pretty good. They got the chicken chow mein, and they got the
Benny, I don't want to hear about
the Mandarin
Ling Ling's Buffet. What is this animal rescue that you're bringing these injured cats to? Because someone should tell them that you're the one injuring them.
Well, you know, I can't bring them to the animal rescue because they don't pay any money. But Mr. Ling Ling, he gives me $5 a head for the cats. So
okay,
I've been
you know what?
bringing them.
I'm so done today. I can't handle it, Benny. I can't handle it.
What do you mean?
I'm calling animal control. You're a freaking horrible person.
I don't understand. What's the problem?
You don't understand what the problem is. Really?
I'm cleaning up the neighborhood, getting rid of all these feral cats. And I'm keeping people, getting them some meat. You know,
okay,
you might not have heard
too,
there's
Benny.
a meat
I'm going
shortage.
to call animal control, and they're going to get rid of you.
No, we're running low on meat because on account there's no gas. So where do you want to go eat? You don't want to eat no vegetable fried rice, do you?
You know what? Fuck you, Benny. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, look, not my cat, not my problem. That's what I say.
Okay, you know what? I really can't. I can't take it no more.
Well, I mean, hey, it doesn't bother me.
That doesn't bother you none? Because it bothers me a little
well,
bit.
I mean, I don't eat at Chinese buffets, so...
Don't you care about the cats?
Look, I mean, they're feral cats.
Yes.
There's a circle of life.
No.
Have you seen The Lion King?
The circle of life does not include psychotic Benny hunting you down in suburbia and selling you to a Chinese buffet. That's a fucked up...
Yeah, the cat eats the rat. The rat eats the... I don't know what rat... The rat eats cheese or something. And then the Chinaman at the buffet eats...
I know this is not what God intended. I know
the
it's
circle
not.
of life.
Stop. Jesus.
All right,
We've got to close out the show. This week has been a shit show, but we hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, it was fun. See you next week for episode 82.